Hey guys, welcome to this vlog. My name is Francis, and today we are naming this vlog This is Africa for one reason because I want to speak to you out there, you that's watching this video, to help you demystify and understand that in Africa we no longer live with goats, lions, and cows, and even then we never used to live with these animals in the houses. I want to speak to you that are allowed to have your brain brainwashed. And perhaps by the end of this video, you actually know and understand that in Africa, we are living large and we are living a much more comfortable life than you probably might be living out there in Europe. Now, let me give you a little breakdown of my outfit, okay? Just from the reflection of the camera, just putting on a little linen shirt, linen trousers, and nice African craft shoes, all right? Because this is common in Africa. We are stylish like that. Oh, by the way, forgot my watch. That right there is my watch, okay? That's what African time is all about. So, welcome to this beautiful vlog, and I hope by the end of this vlog, you actually have gotten a little glimpse of how we live in Africa. Starting from where I live, let me give you a wide view angle. This is where we live. You know, that's how our architecture integrity, comes off here in Africa. And by the way, this is not even that like of a big deal, like splashy or anything like that. And then up there we have some beautiful apartments going on. You know what I mean? Beautiful apartments going on. Yes. And then we have a huge parking lot going over there. And if you notice, you can tell that we are not in the bush. This is modern architecture we're living with. And then right there, we have our security guard. That's where he lives. Now, I'm stepping out of where I stay, and I just want to take you. And that's, by the way, our gate slides, and then we also have a few cars coming in. Yeah, that's my neighbor getting in there, and then he's getting in, and then after that, I'll help him close the gate. All right, that's just Africa for you. So in Africa, I also have cars. And then in Africa, our living is so simplistic that we don't really stress about a lot of things. So just right here, you can see a garden. And I'm just trying to give you a description of how our living is. You can easily have a garden of maize here, and then up there, you could have a beautiful building that, people are easily living in. And then, as you can see, it's in Africa, the way we live over here is a little bit interesting, that it's easy for you to have a building like that over there, but then below that building have a structure that is extremely below the standard of that particular building that you've seen over there. And it's just okay. Let me give you an example. Look at this building. Almost incomplete, but of course it's inhabited by people. But then when you look over there, we have another building that is fenced with beautiful blocks, with surveillance cameras, motion sensor lights. But also we have internet connection. These are cable, Ethernet cable internet. And then over there still, let me give you a glimpse. Over there, right there, there's a internet connection poles. And that's just to tell you that out here in Africa we have kind of like decided to craft a life that suits with being the narrative that we want. And I hope that by the end of this video you actually can have a little glimpse and tell of how we live in Africa. So this is someone's home. Even there, it's just a little stretch, it goes all the way to the other end. Goes all the way to the other end. the other end. And then over there you still have a home. There's surveillance. I need you to notice the pattern of how architecture actually happens in Africa. So this is a gated house with surveillance camera. As you can see, there's a camera there. But then on the other hand, see, we have that kind of housing. Yes, but I'm going to blow your mind shortly after. You have that kind of housing. It's relatively not to the standard of what I've already showed you, but that's the reality here, that you can have those small houses below this, what one would easily define as below the standards. But again, you can find a structure like that is a little bit average, all right? And then you can again find that kind, but again in the middle you'll find someone with a gated home like that. You understand what I mean? So the thing is, and I'm telling you now about the reality. The reality is we've not really, specifically for Uganda, we've not yet come to the realization of streamlining our architectural integrity. So it's easy for you to find a beautiful structure just like that, what you see over there, and then right opposite it there is something that is extremely in huge contrast of what the other structure is. But then the beauty again is that we own these buildings. They are our own buildings. We own the land. We own everything on that piece of land. That is the beauty, that no matter how small or how bad a structure is out here in Africa, the beauty is that we kind of like have ownership to the structure. You understand? So another thing that is common over here is one could easily have a house like that, but also on the other hand have a garden. Isn't that beautiful? Now, one of the reasons I've really decided to come and do this video, but I just want to be a part of that group of people that is setting a narrative to remind you that what you're being told by your media or whoever is setting a narrative there is not true. So you need to take a leap of faith to kind of like educate yourself and get yourself out of the mental slavery, because it is actually embarrassing to think that some of you still think that in Africa we still live in bushes, we live on top of trees. Look at that. You know, we have young men and women doing business. We have a church over there, permanent structure built out of bricks, cement, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm simply doing this video for whoever is out there and still think that in Africa we are too backward. Many of you do not even imagine that we have internet connection in Africa. But I just showed you that right there, this first line here. This is an internet connection pole. This right here. You understand? Now, if you get inside here and read this is called Bulindo Lush Gardens. We have gardens, bro. Green cover. You see, you come over here and have a good time. That's just how easy it is. And guess what? We got clean air. We have clean air, beautiful amenities, over here, beautiful people. And this is not me convincing you that you need to come to Africa. No, I'm not really trying to convince you to come home or come pay a visit, but I'm simply telling you that we have a certain way of life, like we have a fabric. That's a small place that you can go and have a bit of wine and stuff like that. Beautiful place. I'm simply saying what you're being told is not what is on ground. Mami, she's a business lady right there. And then in front of me we have a school here. Education is happening. This is kindergarten, and education is being handed down properly as it should, you know. Yeah, welcome.
That is it.
Nange don't kuteo ka video kubandi celeb. Sawa gwanga.
Wasikia wani minister wa gwanga.
Ndisita ni celeb.
Ai celeb.
Bali ma big to you on TikTok. What waba budde.
Bakange mu. Happy people there.
Yo, bandi.
Terrible day. Fit in your blood.
Carry
blood. Carry. So you see what I'm talking about? We are happy over here in Africa. And then our road network, you see? Now, I know for many of you, when you see this video, you're going to be asking yourself, let me get a mic to this one. Let me put a mic because there's a bit of noise, so I might need to get a little mic here and hook it onto this. You need to stay patient with me. So, again, of course, with the road network, you might have a bit of questions. Why we have dusty roads? But again, this is Africa. We are a work in progress. This particular road that you're seeing over here, is a road that is already under construction. But of course, dust and Africa are like 1 and 2. But we're happy like that. We are conversant with the fact that we need to develop. But again, we are also conversant with the fact that dust are like 1 and 2 with us, all right? So we have this beautiful road. It's really a road that is been a quite challenging road. It's been in bad condition for the longest time. So now government and World Bank came together to put together a grant that would eventually enable this road to get tarmacked. It's not an easy road, it's not a good road, but still we have decided to find a good way to live with our realities, you know. So if you can see, you can tell, you can actually still see that we have a certain level of architecture integrity. Right over there is a storage building called Linda House, and then just down here we have small structures that are going on. Just this typical architectural integrity I've told you. There's a butcher there that sells pork. Salam alaikum to our brothers that are already, you know, that are Muslims. And of course, you see the thing over there, we have a washing bay. That's a washing bay there. You know, the thing is, despite a few our shortfalls as Africans, we already have ways of, you know, trying to work around our own society and try to have either modern life or something like that. You know what I mean? Let me change the hands. And I'm using my phone to film, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So yeah, dust is a reality, but also we understand that we need to move on from the dust in one way or another. That right there is a modern washing bay. If you can tell, there is going to be, I think, I don't know what exactly is going to be there, but you can tell that it's going to be a modern structure that is going to be providing services of a washing bay. And then just right here is an area of small kiosks. Those sell energy saving bricks, stoves. We have internet service providers here, charcoal sellers, crock sellers over there. You know, dress, you know, this is a small little boutique that is, you know, mixed to be with tailoring as well. And then over there, we still have structures coming up, storage structures, that is to say. You understand? And then, if you look carefully over here, this is like a shopping complex. We have chicken sellers over here. We have a pharmacy coming soon over there. We have a pedicure shop coming soon over there, you know. And guess what? We got supermarkets too. I'm telling you that amidst all this dust, we are thriving as Africans. We are crazy thriving. We have D&N shoppers. We have a guest house over here. Should you want to, you know, go and have a good time and sleep outside of your home, we have everything literally that you need to survive over here. Like again, I told you earlier on, we have cars. Just to remind you that we don't ride on lions. You get what I mean? Yeah, but to be like, all jokes aside, yeah, but but yeah, all jokes aside, we're simply telling you that we're no longer living like what our colonialists actually successfully succeeded. These are businessmen. Yeah, if you want your bike fixed, ojja wano n'otereza akagaali ko. Waliwo abantu bengezaako okwogerako wano. Abantu bano balowooza nti ffe mu Africa bino ebintu tetubiina. Naye tugezaako balaga nti muno bino ebintu byonna tubiina. Tulina saluuni, tetukyatambulira ku bugaali. You understand? We have border riders over there. You know, the bottom line, you know, the main reason I did this video is to basically have us a little bit of an eye opener for you. You know, you who's out there still doubting what is in Africa. I'm here to. I think I've come. I should put it this way: I've come bearing good news. We have big cars too. You see that? This is a Land Cruiser. You know, we have X-Trail over there. We have everything that you need to survive in Africa. So, as I close this vlog, I'm saying that if you want to come to Africa, please come. But there are a few terms and conditions. Come with respect, because in Africa here, you've seen some few incidences that some of our brothers and sisters come to Africa with a high level of entitlement, expecting executive treatment. No, you're not going to get that. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're not going to get that. In Africa, everyone is equal. You know, no matter how much money you have. You know, that's a friend's shop over there. They have a small grocery there. We have a small shop over there. You know, and of course, if you can tell, there's too much dust coming in. There's already a lot of dust here. But we are hoping that in a few months' time to come, we shall not have the dust again. Understand? Yeah, we may not have a dust again. Woo! This is Africa. This is, oh, that's dusty, man. That's extremely dusty. Why are they burning here? It is being burnt here. This is extremely dusty. My phone is dying of dust. Yeah, but guess what? This is Africa. So if you're coming to Africa, a few terms and conditions if you want to come to Africa. Dust is a must, but you know what? Come with a few masks. But also understand that it's not for too long. Eventually the dust will go away. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. But what I really want you guys to take out of this video is the simplicity that you see in Africans. Yeah, now you see here, somebody's just prepared a meal. You see that? Beautiful meal. You know? It's just life goes on as simple as it goes. Nothing complicated, nothing too hard. Alright? Yes, we have the dust. Yes, we have the poor governance. But we appreciate the fact that we are actually Africans and we are in Africa. You get what I mean? That is it. That is it. Yeah. Yeah, so let me just give you guys a little drive through what you can expect. You have a little grocery store here. We can find Irish and whatever. And then we have another one here. And then over there we have a shopping complex where we have a wholesale shop rich for you know, from home items. We have a bar, we have a gym, we have a restaurant. We literally have everything. So yeah, uh, come home. Don't really overthink it. Come to Africa. Yeah. Might I'm gonna end this vlog here and see you guys again.